Hi, welcome to the quick tour of MetaShare. In this video, we are going to look at how to create an activity. In the previous video, we have seen how to create a project. So now let's get started on creating an activity. Alright, this is how activity info page would look like. So we have entered an input for the activity name, and we could associate this activity with a single project or multiple projects. So just to keep it simple, let's associate this activity with just a single project, and the visibility pertains to visibility of this activity. So let's set it to private so that only group members of the test project can look at this activity. And then we entered a sample description, the activity start and end date. And here I want to make a quick mention of this. So depending on the type of activity we select, we could be prompted to enter different inputs. For example, for outreach, we could have hosting department, target audience, number of participants, hosts, and other types of inputs that could be asked for. So I pick educational activity for this example. So once we fill out the activity info page, then we can go to artifacts page, and this is where we would be entering the artifacts that are used by the activity or that are produced by the activity, and the tools that could be used to transform the input artifacts to output artifacts. And then we'll come back to this in a minute. So we have this parent activity page wherein we can enter the parent activities for the activity that's being created. So this activity that's being created could be a parent in itself, or it could be a child activity for other parent bigger activities. So I will leave this blank because this is the first activity I'm creating, and let's assume this is a parent activity. And now, so in artifacts used or artifacts produced, we have different options, like it could be data, it could be instrument, it could be publication, it could be software. So depending on what's the type of artifact that we select, we could be prompted to enter different inputs accordingly. So for now, I would select data, and I would click on the add new artifact button. So it would open up a new form for us to fill out the inputs associated with the data artifact. Alright, once we click on the new artifact button, this is the screen that appears, and I just entered some sample input. The status could be processed or raw data, and in this case I picked processed, and this is the user ID using which I have logged in, and the keywords could be useful for searching, and then this is the date when the artifact data collection was created, and this again is the data type and metadata standard and confidentiality. I picked some inputs, and there's an option for us to be able to upload the file to. And then once we have filled out all the fields, then we can go ahead and click on the create artifact button. And this is the artifact used data that I created. And similarly, we could create tools used or artifacts produced. Artifact produced is pretty similar to the artifacts used. And in tools, we have instruments and instrument and software, which is also similar to the instrument and software in the drop down from here. So once we are done entering all the artifact information, we could go to the parent activity and enter parent activity information if there's any. And once we are done entering all the inputs in the activity, we can go ahead and click on the save button to create the activity. So this is a test activity that we created and attached with the test project that we had created in the previous video. So this is a quick tour on how to create activity using MetaShare. Hope the video was helpful. Thank you very much for watching.